Hey, Bruce Naylor here, your boomer consumer, and I thought I would share with you my vintage HIFI system. And I've been starting to collect the Pioneer Fluoroscan components. Fluoroscan, I believe, started around 1979 through 1982. And I tell you, when I was a young man, this stuff was pretty much out of my price range, couldn't afford it. And I've always wanted this stuff, and I decided that it was time, more than time, to get it. There's a real advantage with vintage audio components. There are just real advantages there. One, it's repairable. Two, they're going up in value as more people have tossed them out and they've ended up in landfills or, just gotten rid of. So there's more and more people wanting vintage and less of it that's on the market. I also feel that I'm preserving part of the past, but the Fluoroscan to me was just aesthetically so beautiful with the brushed aluminum and then the blue fluorescent meters, just highly desirable gear. And it was built like a tank. This stuff is just super well made. I mean, it still works 40 plus years later and still sounds great, but they are due to have new capacitors put in, transistors. And I want to do that, so I'm preserving part of this history for a future generation to enjoy this as well. Let me preface it with this. Each component I'm showing you, I received from eBay. I bought them off eBay. They've not been any work done on them. They are all in working condition, and this is just a temporary setup until I got everything done, and then I have a permanent setup. All right, so let's get started. Well, the first thing is the Pioneer DT510 timer. Yes, 510 timer. Pioneer probably didn't sell very many of these. The idea is you could use your system as an alarm clock. You could set it to record a program at a certain time. There's a couple switched outlets on the back there. Just kind of a fun piece to have. I think I paid $50 for it. And right now I'm just using it as a clock. All right, so that leaves the Pioneer SX3700. So this was a mid-tier receiver and made in that day where there was kind of this in-between phase of going digital and analog. So it's kind of a combination of both. So the tuners with a quartz lock. Fluoroscan, 45 watts per channel. And then it has a direct coupled amplifier. It's got a fantastic sound to it, still in really good shape. The tuning knob, there's making a little bit of noise as you're tuning back and forth on the dial. I think some lubrication will solve that problem. But yeah, that's the SX3700. Well, unfortunately, CDs weren't available when they did the Fluoroscan thing. So I tried to find something that would match, at least aesthetically blend in. And the best I could find was the Samsung, it's the HD841 DVD, actually a universal disc player. It actually sounds quite fantastic. Got a great transport on it. It can even play super audio CDs, but it matches pretty nicely with the rest of the system. Next is the Pioneer RG2 Dynamics processor. This is another one of those things I don't think the Pioneer probably sold very many of, but it's kind of fun to watch. And what it really does is it should make the lower sounds lower and the highers higher. DBX did a really much better job, but it is part of the Fluoroscan collection. Not too many of them probably got sold, so I think it was kind of a worthwhile investment. It definitely seems to brighten the music and give it a little bit more oomph, and well, can't complain about that. For whatever reason, I'm fascinated with old cassette decks, and the Pioneer CTF 900 was one of the upper tier cassette decks that they made. It's 3 heads. Doesn't play metal tape, but chrome and standard tape just fine. Just has the Dolby B noise reduction on it. But this particular thing, I think I gave around $500 for, which was quite an investment. But it was pretty much restored. It has all new belts, idler tires. So it seems to be in pretty good working condition. Not a lot of wow and flutter. But I'll still probably do a little bit of work on it. Cosmetically, it's in great condition. Seems to work great. Now for speakers, I'm running the Bose 301s, and I like them, but I may upgrade to the Klipsch RP600Ms. I just love the sound of clip speakers a little bit more than I do with the Bose 301s. Nothing wrong with Bose though. Now, is there any other components that I may get? Yes, I am in the market for the Pioneer RT909, which is their top of the line reel-to-reel recorder. And yes, they're very expensive. Just one for parts only can run you between $1,000 to $1,500, and fully restored, you're in the neighborhood of, the cheapest I've seen was $2,500, and I've seen them as high as around $4,000. Other than that, that would just leave the graphics equalizer. There wasn't a Fluoroscan equalizer, but there is the SG9800, which they're just asking a ridiculous amount of money for those on eBay right now. I think they're in the $400 price range. I may go with, and you don't have any of the blue fluorescent meters on there. So, you know, that's really about it. Vintage hi-fi gear represents real value. If it's maintained and taken care of, most of it's going to go up in value, much of it, not all of it, but quite a bit of it can. But it's also a significant investment in time and effort to restore and refurbish these great sounding units. That's it. That is my system as of now. And hopefully you enjoy this video. Thumbs up if you like it. Comments down below. It's always appreciated. Bruce Naylor, your Boomer Consumer. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.